What's going on, guys? From Down Under here, and thanks for joining me on my very first ever review of something. So today I'm going to review for you the ELGATO HD60. That's how I make my magic happen with Total War videos. They're not that great, but you got to start somewhere, right? So I use the ELGATO HD60 game capture device to capture all my gameplay, and that's about it. So here's the review. Let's just take a look at the device. As you can see, it's got like a rubber backing, which is really nice to touch. It makes it so when it sits on a surface it doesn't slide around. You've got your HDMI output, that's the one that goes to your monitor. And on the other side you have the USB power that goes into your PC, and it shows you the output that's happening. Your HDMI in that goes from the device, and you also have an analog input as well. So that's what it comes with. And as you can see, along the top of the HD60 is like this little plastic shiny bar. That's actually a light. Not a light, they're lights, and it tells you whether or not it's connected properly, and it flashes red if there's an error. So, and also it does something else too. Like I think it beams back and forwards as well when it tells you that it's recording or if it's doing something on your PC. So that's pretty much how it is physically. I would show you the box, however I threw out the box, which is a big no-no for reviews because you're meant to do the unboxing and all that crap, but I got rid of it. So all you get to see here is the HD60 against a crappy wood backing that I have. So let's check out the game capture software that it comes with. The ELGATO game capture software. So it's a very basic piece of software. You're not going to have Hollywood level editing capabilities in this. It's just very basic, as I've said. So I'll take you through it. So the first section is the capture section, which is pretty obvious. We're in that now, and we're watching some gameplay of FIFA. It's just a computer going at it. So I'll take you through it. Each functionality that's here. So starting off, we've got the settings. So capture where you want to record your files to, what you want it to do, screenshots, your live export files, and your library. The next section is sharing. So there's another part in the editing area, if you can see my mouse, in the editing area up here, where you have like these little buttons, and you just click on what you want to see there, what options you want to do with the video after you finish recording. So you can just uncheck them, check them. Down here is perhaps more useful is taking note of this. This is where you can mix the actual tracks together. So it creates one file where you have your webcam feed, your live commentary, and you also have your game capture from the ELGATO hardware, what it's getting from wherever the source is. And then you also have the other one where you can export to separate files. So not only are you making one file, but then you can separate each of the inputs. So I usually put my commentary and my video separate. I don't do webcam at the moment, but I usually keep them separate so then I can edit at will. Gives you more options for editing. I may actually check that now just in case I forget to. Updates, so whether you want to update it or not, whether you want to be tracked when you're using. I just uncheck that. I don't like to be tracked at all. Hotkeys. So I haven't got it set up on this computer, but I find it very useful to have hotkeys. So because if I'm recording from my PlayStation, I like to be able to, because I only have one screen. So this is what I'm really struggling to put this out. I only have one screen, and I don't want to switch between one device to another because that's just a pain in the ass. So I like to have some shortcut keys. So if I want to stop recording, just control whatever, or just hit whatever key, and then if I want to start, I'll hit another one, screenshot. Obviously I'll just have that one set up as print screen. So that's what I do. Advanced, so where do you want your decoder to operate from? Do you want it from the built-in software, from DXVA, whatever that is, or automatic? So automatically by default it's set to the Radeon, to my video card, which is good. The encoder is just the built-in software by default, and I put it to the highest quality because that's what you want. Alright, the next part here is your device. So this is a quick little button just to show you the details of your input, your output, and your audio. So if you don't want to go through the setting button, you can just quickly hit this button. You can quickly see what's going on. Here, this is pretty interesting. I'll start with this tab anyways. I'll go in reverse order this time. So the advanced tab is if you've got some problems hooking this up to a TV and it's not working properly, just adjust this until things work for you. Profiles, so you can save whatever it is you've edited in here as a single profile, so you can switch between the two. Now we'll go capture. So the input device I've got set up by default is PS4. You have other devices too. Notice that PC isn't listed here. You've got other, so you can consider that as PC, but you don't need to. You just set it as PlayStation 4, and I haven't noticed any issues. If you watch my videos of my Total War battles and you notice there's some problems, just let me know, because I'm not picking up on it, because everything I record from my PC goes to the Elgato, then to a hard drive. And the reason why I do that is because I only have an i5. It's not an i7, so it's not that crash hot, so there is a bit of extra CPU usage because of it. So if I was to use OBS on its own, but I use the Elgato because that takes load off of the PC, and I can then boost my graphics quality up in Total War, Warhammer, or whatever game I'm playing, right up to Ultra, which is good. And that's where I like to have it. I like to look at things in the nice pretty settings. So yeah, that's why I do it. Info, that just takes you to the web page. Don't need to worry about that. Video input, HDMI obviously. There's no other option to input into the Elgato. Audio, you do have two options, and as I've shown you earlier on when I've shown you the actual device, you have an analog input, so that's handy to sort of have, and you can switch to that at will. HDMI color range, standard or expanded. I'll put it to expanded, see what happens. Profile, so HD 1080, and allow 60 frames per second. So if you've got a powerful enough computer, and this is another reason why I use the Elgato instead of just using OBS on its own. If you've got a powerful, sorry, I just had some coffee. If you've got a powerful enough computer, it will record up to 60 frames per second. If you've got an old crap box like my old PC was, it'll do between 25 and 30 at best. And that's not so bad, but you just tick this so you can actually get the 60 frames per second happening. And if you're going from the PS4, it will happen. PC, depending on how good your PC is and the load on the PC as well, it'll adjust itself to make sure that you have like a smooth type of presentation going on. Quality, I've just got it on the middle because I don't want to have a 1 terabyte video file because when you crank it up, it will tell you up here. So it's good. So at the moment, the output would record. It's going at 26.2 megabits per second, or otherwise known as 11.9 gigs per hour. So if you adjust it up to best, it changes it to 18.1 gigs per hour, 40 megabits per second. So I don't want to have, it takes me too long with the internet connection I've got to be uploading videos of that size, so I just leave it at that so it doesn't take me so long. Then you can hit convert to standard def if you really want. If you don't want to have it on HD, you've got the options there to have it on standard def anyways, but I don't know why, I don't really understand that. Stretch the standard definition input, so if your input is only in standard def but you want it to be in a high def screen ratio output, it'll stretch, but then it will look crap. It'll be very pixelated picture, so you can adjust the brightness of the input that's happening, or the output, whatever. I better put it back to, I'm gonna hit, yeah, there we go. Audio, so if you want to boost the audio within the game, you can do that. Profile's already been through that. So that's pretty much the settings here. The live stream, very handy if you're a live streamer. I'm not at this stage because internet in Australia is fairly crap at this stage because we've got a government that wants us to use dial-up instead of fiber optic internet the previous government wanted, but that's enough of that. I'll leave that for other channels to talk about politics. So the live stream is good. You can set up a YouTube account here and you can switch between them. You can add them, you know, so Twitch, YouTube, Ustream, Dailymotion, RTMP. So you got some options there, and I think you can add others as well. It doesn't necessarily just have to be those. And then you can adjust the setting, like what do you want the upload stream to be. So with me, I have it on 0.7, which is crap, and then after a while it will fade away anyways, so not so good. Game audio, so obvious, you can switch it up, but then it has two bars. So one is the actual game audio, and the other one is then the game audio with your commentary. So you'll be able to see that. If I was to record on this straight away, you'd be able to see the differences, and I'm pointing at my own Blaze screen. You can't see it, but you can see the differences when I'm talking or whatever. Live commentary, so obviously if I was recording my voice, you can pick the device you want to go off. If you've got multiple devices, you can adjust there's a thing here for threshold and attenuation, so you can adjust that if you need to. You can reduce game sounds when you talk, so when you talk, game sounds almost mute, and then when you're not talking it comes back. Of course, mute. Sound capture, so this becomes like a device within the sound setting, so I've got that disabled for the time being. It's here. I never use it, but some people do. It captures everything that goes on, so, and that could be useful for some people. I think that would be useful if you were to, actually I don't know when it would be useful. I'll have to look into it to see how I could make use of it, but I'm sure someone out there is making good use of that. If you're watching this and you're making use of it, let me know what you're doing that makes it worthwhile having. And here of course is the tags for your video. So after you've created your video, it will automatically save with the details, description, that kind of stuff within the file. Now the next thing I want to show you is these scenes here. So you got 10 default scenes. So we'll go through it. We'll start off with the first one, which is just this. There's nothing special at all. It's just nothing. It's just a plain feed, and that's how I have it. Starting at number 10 then, we'll go in reverse order now. Is it going to work? Maybe if I hit record. I'll hit record and we'll see how this works. Alright, we'll go number 10, and it starts off with an Elgato video like this. Looks quite nice, and then it will cut into your feed. So let's have a look. Then yeah, there you go. Then your gameplay comes up. This one is somewhat useless unless you clearly just want to talk about your gaming and you want to look like you're on a news desk. It has, this is the area where you should be showing up, where your webcam feed would go into. If you got a green screen, maybe you can cut yourself out. I don't know how that would work. So that's it there. This is the editing mode in it. You can edit the scenes, so you can resize it or whatever. These ones, I don't think you can move them, but basically 2 ads for Elgato and 1 for yourself. It's not too nice. Yeah, and then you can save that if you want. So it's not too bad if you just want to talk about games. It's not too bad, but I wouldn't use it. This one's a bit more plain, probably a bit more useful. You can have your web feed up there or whatever. Next one, similar sort of design. This would be better for FIFA, because when I was using it before, it came up with the map, the FIFA map here. And here's another more plainer again. I like this one. This is actually one of my more favorite ones. If I have to have some kind of crap on the side and here, this is what I will have. This one reminds me of an old Half-Life 2 case from the early 2000s. There's no, yeah, I don't understand. Maybe you'll have your page links here, like YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, that kind of stuff here, and have a webcam and then a text feed here. This one's good. I don't mind this one. If you really must have something like this, you can have like your Twitter link here, another one here, and you can just have your gameplay in the background. This one's perhaps the better one. This is more pro looking. I really like this one. You can have your webcam feed here. You got your links here to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. And then this is one, I've seen some people use this one actually on Twitch. So they have their title up here, who's donated to them, messages to whomever. They have their links. So this actually looks quite nice, this one here. And what's good is you can reposition and you can resize. So if you only want like a small one like this, I don't know why you would, because that's your web feed. You can just have it that small. Or you could be like me and just have it on the plain one. that's what I do. So that's this page, and you've got buttons here for stream and commentary and record. As you saw, I'm going to take that off record. Right, so that's the capture section. Let's move on to the edit section. So edit looks like this. It's nothing crash shot, as I said. You won't be able to make like anything special out of it. It's very simple. You have your folders here where you can go into. You can have a look. If you had multiple folders, you can go have a look and you can see which video. You can select which video you want. This is one from earlier on. We'll just use this one for the time being. It's only a 2-minute video. So here, if you wanted to edit the video, you just say you wanted to cut this part out because it's boring or it's taking up space. You just go like this, and you can right-click delete, or you can hit delete, or you can hit the garbage can here, and we'll get rid of it. You can also zoom in too, so if you want to see the exact part of the frame, you can do that, or you can just go back. What else is? There's not really much here. There's a screenshot button, so if you hit that, it'll take a screenshot, and then it will go to the screenshot folder you have set up with the ELGATO folder. So, and also looking here as well, there's that share section I was telling you about again. So automatically, with mine anyways, it starts processing the video into a file, which is good. Now I'm pretty sure that the processing happens at the game device. If it's happening at the PC, it is extremely quiet and nothing's going on, and I don't have a solid state that it's recording to. It's recording off an old hard drive, so recording onto an old hard drive, and the video card's not making any sound at all. No fan noise, so that's good. Maybe it is operating from there. I'm not too sure. I have to look into it a little bit more. My apologies for not doing that. But you can click on this and it'll automatically start uploading to YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, or whatever, email even. It'll automatically start uploading to one of those. So you just need to set up the settings. And I think that's pretty much it for the software. There isn't really much else. You can't merge, so there's no transitions either, which is a little bit upsetting. They could have added transitions in, but like I said, this is very basic software. It's just for you to really quickly cut, get the thing onto a file and upload. It's a decent bit of software if all you want to do is very basic stuff and you're just new to the scene of capturing your gameplay and editing and uploading. So that's pretty much it for this piece of software. So my final word on the ELGATO HD60. It is a great piece of hardware. If you've got a PC that can't handle doing 60 frames per second or even 25 frames per second, if you've got a PS4 and you're sick of hitting that record button every 15 minutes, this is great because you can record for as long as you want or as much space as you've got on your hard drive, and it takes a load off of your PC. The drawbacks are the software's crap. For video editing, you can't do transitions and things like that. It's just a simple cut and upload type software. But if you get like something like Sony Vegas or Sony Movie Studio or something similar, you don't have to worry. So it is a great piece of hardware. I highly recommend it. I paid $150 for it in Australia. It's probably cheaper in America because everything is so much more expensive here in Australia. So it's not badly priced. It is small, so it's highly transportable. You can put it in a small bag, put it in your backpack. You might lose it if you've got a lot of other stuff in there. But it is a great piece of hardware. I recommend getting it. Give me some comments below on whether you think the same or if you think I've missed something that really needs to be covered in a review. Also let me know how I went in this review, because this is the first time I've actually ever reviewed a piece of hardware, anything really. So I'd like to know how I went, so the next time I do a review, which will be on my new headset, which I won't give away just yet. It's actually quite nice. I'm actually going to run a competition where I'm going to be giving away this headset. So, well, not this particular one, but another one. So leave a comment below on how I can improve. Like this video please if you think it's worthwhile. Share it with others if you think others just share it with others, so to give me some support. And subscribe please, because I want to get my user base up, and it also gets an entry into the competition, which I will let you know about in my next video, which will be reviewing a headset. And I will catch you later.